Welcome students. In this video we will study about the making of Germany and Italy. In the last videos and in this chapter we have seen that it was the middle class, especially the elite middle class, who was keen for the nationalistic movement, and it was the middle class who propagated and who flourished this idea of a unified nation state. The nationalist feelings, they were widespread among the middle class, and they tried to unite the different regions as well as the different sections of society to bring this feeling or ideology, and to not to get it confined to a few people but to make it a mass feeling and to change or transform it into a nationalistic feeling. This nation building initiative was represented by the Prussian chief minister Otto von Bismarck. Before this, some trials were there. Some people, by means of revolts, they tried to get it, but these revolts, they were oppressed or they were suppressed by the monarchs and the military and the large landowners, that is the Junkers. The large landowners in Prussia, they were also known as Junkers in those times, right? So it was Otto von Bismarck, the Prussian chief minister, who brought the unification of Italy and who helped him. A single person cannot bring about a unification of a country. So it was the Prussian army and the bureaucracy who assisted Otto von Bismarck to make Germany a unified nation. It took 7 years, and as a result of 3 wars from Austria, Denmark and France, that Prussia got victory. He defeated Austria, Denmark and France in 3 wars which were fought in a time span of 7 years. Within these 7 years, and as a result of this, the Germany, which was a confederation of states, it was reconstituted as a federation of states, and in 1871 William I was proclaimed, or he was announced as the German emperor, new German emperor in fact. And in fact it was William I, but his full name was Kaiser William I. Remember this name, it was Kaiser William I, the new German emperor. Now, let us see what happened to Italy. In the mid 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, and out of these 7 states, only the Sardinia Piedmont state was ruled by Italian princely house, and in the north it was ruled by Austrian Habsburg Empire. In the center, the central state of Italy was ruled by the Pope, now who lives in the Vatican City, the leader of Christians. Then it was in the south, the Italian states were under the control of Bourbon kings of Spain. And a greater impact of this was the Italian language, which came to be spoken by people in various regional forms. The same language got divided and developed into different regional forms because of this division of Italy into 7 states. The unification of Italy, it's not a single process that got completed in 1 day or 1 year. It started by year 1830s, when the first attempt for unification of Italy was made by Giuseppe Mazzini. We have discussed about Giuseppe Mazzini earlier also. He was a revolutionary. So Giuseppe Mazzini in 1830, he tried for the unification of Italy, and for this purpose he formed the Young Italy Society. It was a secret society which was formed by Giuseppe Mazzini. And when the two attempts, that is the two revolts of 1831 and 1848, these revolts failed, then it was Chief Minister Cavour who led the movement, and in this movement he was assisted by the France and Giuseppe Garibaldi. Chief Minister Cavour was a diplomatic person. He allied with the French forces and he defeated Austrian forces in 1859, and in this way he recaptured the states of Italy. When he was doing so, when the revolt of 1831 and 1848 failed, it was the king of Sardinia Piedmont, that is King Victor Emmanuel, who was looked upon by the people कि he can bring about the unification of Italy. It was King Victor Emmanuel II. What happened? He told his Chief Minister Cavour, and Chief Minister Cavour, since he was a very diplomatic person, so this Chief Minister Cavour, because he was a very diplomatic person, he made an alliance with the French forces. I am repeating this again because this is very important part of this chapter. This question is more often asked in the boards, that's why. So he allied with the French forces, and this alliance between the forces of France and the forces of Sardinia Piedmont, these two allied forces, they met with the Austrian forces in 1859 and defeated Austrian forces. Then when he was doing so, after he became victorious, Giuseppe Garibaldi, he also joined with some volunteers. Now here volunteer means the armed volunteers or the soldiers who were willing for the unification of Italy, and that's why without making any demands or without charging any money in return of their services, they themselves by their will joined the army and formed the army. And this Giuseppe Garibaldi, he was followed by some 100 armed volunteers, and they marched into the two cities, and there they won the support of the local peasants, because local peasants, they were against the rulers of Spain. And this local support, when they got this local support, they became even more stronger. And ultimately in 1860, when they marched into the two Sicilies, they won the support of the local peasants, and the Spanish rulers were drove out by the Chief Minister Cavour and the volunteers of Giuseppe Garibaldi. Ultimately the city came in their control, and then Victor Emmanuel, he was declared King of United Italy in 1861. Thank you. The last part of this chapter we will do in the next video. After that, this chapter is also coming to an end, and hence your 50% syllabus of history is completed. Thank you.